All right, so what we are going to do real quick is we are going to go over this review because I want you to use it on your assessment on Monday. Your assessment is going to be with a partner of my choosing, and you are going to have the whole class period. It will be on your computer on Monday, so please make sure y'all bring your computers charged. Okay? Monday, assessment, computer, charged. I pick partners. And this is this coming Monday. And it's your, not today, it's your last assessment of the 2024 year. Two weeks. Yep. Next week is the last regular week. Yes. No, 100%. I agree. 5 days left. All right. First question says, what is the scale factor? It's going to transform. Y'all, this is important. It says cat to dog. Why is this important? Because it's telling me my old and my new. So cat is old, dog is new. By the way, if you don't have this written down, you might want to write these extra things down. It'll help you on your assessment. Remember that scale factor is what? New over old. So, what does my new equal? What does new equal? What number are you going to use, though? 4. What's my old? I have to use 6. I have to use 4 because I can't use 3 because does that correspond with either one of these numbers? No. And when you put 4 over 6 in the calculator, what do you get? You do get a long decimal. Is decimal what I want? No, I want a fraction. So 2 over 3 is the answer to that question. What is the ratio from cat to dog? So we did talk about ratio. You're not going to have a question, I don't think, like this, but I do want you to write it down. The ratio is 3 semicolon 2. It just means, so whenever we do a ratio like this, it's your old to your new. That little semicolon means the word TO. Again, we didn't talk about that a lot. I don't think you're going to have it on there. How do I find angle G? Well, what goes with G? T, you could do your chart or you can just look at it. And I don't know what G is, but what's T? 41 degrees. Now we need to find X. I'm going to have to set up a proportion. What is this proportion going to look like? And remember, there are a bunch of different ways you can set this proportion up. So how did y'all do it? You did X over 6. Again, did y'all have to do that way? No. Some of y'all did 6 over X. Some of y'all did 6 over 4. That's fine. But if you do X over 6, then what do you have to do? 3 over 4. No matter which way you did this, is your X across from 4? That's all that matters. If you did it different, that's fine. Is your X across from the 4? Then you did it right. That's going to give me 4X equals, what is 6 times 3? 18. How do I get X by itself? Divide by 4. And 18 divided by 4 is 9 over 2, or I'm fine with you writing 4.5. Either one of those is fine. So X is 4.5. Do y'all agree CA goes with DO? What does AT go with? OG. That's your answer. Alright, this next part was in our notes on page 31. How do I make a figure smaller? If my scale factor is what? Less than 1. And I'm going to be lazy and just do the symbol. How do I make a figure bigger? If my scale factor is bigger than... Why did I just write 2? I'm just seeing if anybody's paying attention to me. Is my scale factor bigger than 1? How do I keep something the same? If your scale factor equals 1. Because if you multiply by 1, don't you agree you'll get the same number? So if it's less than 1, bigger than 1, equal to 1. The last question on this part, number 3. What is the scale factor that dilates to the point 2, -4 to -1020? Again, we see scale factor. When you see scale factor, you should be writing new over old. Your first one is always old. Your second one is always new. What did you divide? -10/2. What is -10/2? -5. Could you have done 20/-4? Would you have gotten the same thing? So it doesn't matter which ones you choose. But if you're going to do X, you need to stay with X. If you're going to do Y, stay with Y. Alright, going on up. This one was the most missed question earlier today. How do I find X here? What am I going to have to do? Make a proportion. How do I make a proportion here? What's going to go with X? 9. So many people today were telling me X and 14, they're right there. Let me just do a line right here. We can't do that because X has this angle and they also have vertical angles, by the way. So because of that, it goes with 9. So I'm going to do X/9 equals, if I do X/9, what does the other side have to be? We have to start with 21/14. So X/9 equals 21/14. We are going to cross multiply. Oh, 14x, sorry. What is 9 times 21? 189. And then I'm going to divide by 14. Do I have a question? Because do you see how I started on X? I started with the big one. I have to, on the other side, I have to start with the big one. Does that make sense? Yeah. What is it? 13.5. Thank you. On your assessment, you'll get points for setting up the proportion, and then you'll get points for your work. So make sure you show both. So if you mess up, you'll get partial credit. Can I move it on up? Now we just have to cross multiply on this one. I don't know why this is so small. What do I multiply here? And what is 10 times -3? Y'all awake out there? Y'all good? What do I do? Divide by 5. So you're always going to multiply the two numbers that are across from each other. So right here, those two numbers are -3 and 10. And then you're going to divide by, thank you, the number across from X. It's closed? It's like clock. Gross. Alright. I think I'm going to skip this problem for now. I might come back to it at the end. If you did this problem, it is D. If you did this problem, it is D. Maybe I won't skip it. We're doing it now. Here we go. Do y'all see how I have 6 by 8? What is 6 over 8? 3 over 4. And so then you needed to divide these and see which one you got 3 over 4. So is 3 over 5 3 over 4? No. Is 10 over 12 3 over 4? No. And I can put these in the calculator to see. That's why I was going to skip them. So you can put them in the calculator to see what they, whoa, 10 over 12. Is that 3 over 4? No, it's 5 over 6. Then you can do 4 over 6. Is that 3 over 4? No, that's 2/3. So 9 over 12 is the same. Okay, so just divide them. Turning on to the back. D was the answer. Jeremy's house is 45 feet wide. So here's his house. And in a photograph, the width is 2.5 inches. Its height is 2 inches. What is the actual height of his house? That is my picture. How can I set up this proportion? I'm going to have x over 2 equals. Okay, so be careful. I started with x over 2, so what do I have to start with over here? 45 over 2.5. And now this is just cross multiplying again. 2.5x equals, I need to multiply what is 45 times 2. Is 90. And then what am I going to do? Divide by 2.5. So what is 90 divided by 2.5? 36. For similar figures, they have the same angle, different sides. Or you could have written they are the same shape, different size. I would be fine if you wrote either one of these. The next one is like the warm-up we did. You could set up a proportion. I'm going to do this a little bit easier so we can go faster. We only have 10 minutes. What do you notice is happening from here to here? Divide by 2. Do you agree that's happening from 5 to 2.5 as well? So what do I need to do to 12 to find x? Divide by 2. What's my answer? X is 6. Is this question asking for x? No, this is usually the most missed question on the assessment. Because y'all get 6 and you're like, bam, got it. Watch your language. What am I asking for? What does perimeter mean? Add all the sides. And it wants the perimeter of the smaller one. What is the smaller sides? 2.5, 6, and 5. What'd you say? 13.5. Add all the sides. A man is 6 feet tall. Here's my man. Not my man, but the man. And he casts a shadow of 10 feet. At the same time of day, the shadow of a flagpole, here's my flagpole, is 24 yards. I don't like that these are different, but okay. How tall is the flagpole? It says 24 yards. Oh, where did I read yards? Oh, it's in his yard. Okay. My bad. I just didn't read right. I was like, why did it change from feet to yards? That makes no sense. Okay, cool. Thank you. What did you set up? How would I set up this proportion? So you could do 6 over x. You could do x over 6. Again, you could do this a bunch of different ways. I'll do 6 over x equals what? 10 over 24. You could have done 6 over 10 equals x over 24. What is the big thing that matters? 10 and x go together when you multiply. Ooh, what is 6 times 24? I don't quite know that off the top of my head. 6 times 24 is 144. What am I going to divide 144 by? Divided by 10, and I get 14.4 feet. All right, these last ones I'm going to do kind of quick. I just want to know, are they similar or not? Yes. For my first one, what do we do automatically when we see this? It's a bow tie. What do I do? Angles. So should I be choosing SSS as an answer if I have an angle? No. Do I have 2 angles here? I know I have 2 right here, but do I have 2 angles on each triangle? No, so I shouldn't be choosing AA. It's either going to be SAS or not. How do I figure out if it's SAS? Which ones? I'm going to do my small with my small. I'm going to call this the new and the old. My small number with my small number. The bigger number with the bigger number. And then divide those in your calculator. What is 2 divided by 6? What is 3 divided by 9? Are they the same? So this is SAS. A lot of y'all yesterday forgot that little squiggly. For the next one, what do I do to figure out if they're similar? Do I have any angles here? No. For this one? No. So the only one it should be is SSS or not. How do I figure out which one it is? Small with the small. This is my old, this is my new. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 4. Medium with your medium. 9 divided by 6. I'm starting with my new one each time. I'm doing new over old every time. 12 over 9. And put those in the calculator and see if you get the same answers every time. Can I just stop right here and say, oh, I got the same, I'm done? You have to do all 3 of them. Do I get the same answer every time? No. Are these similar then? No. So these are not similar because I did not get the same number every time. You are always going to do the small over the small, the medium over the medium, and the large over the large. Okay, the last one. Is it AA? Do you agree all I have is angles? Do you agree they both have 27? Hold on, don't get up yet. But they don't have the other angle the same. How do you know? I can add these two together. 68 plus 27. I'm going to do that in my calculator so I don't have to think too hard. 68 plus 27. And then what am I going to do with that number? Nope, not divide. Go back to what we did last test. How do I find this angle right here? Subtract it by 180. What is 180 minus 95? So even though I didn't see it in the beginning, do they actually have two numbers that are the same? So this is angle similar, because two angles are the same. I gave you all these answers because I want you to use this on your assessment on Monday. Keep it to use it. Yeah, what do you need me to go to? All right, put this in your notebook. You can pack up and get ready to go. Assessment Monday.